Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video. Well, several of my viewers. How about that? So several of my viewers. Thank you, by the way, for viewing my videos and sending me encouraging messages. I really appreciate it. Um, I have not been doing so many videos lately, so I figured I got some extra time today, so I'll try to kick some out. Been doing a lot of writing lately. And I wanted to make the follow-up video. I did a video on I think bikes under 1,000, then bikes under 1,500. I'm going to do a video right now about bikes under 2,000. I'm not going to go above 2,000 because it starts getting silly. Uh, you can spend whatever you want on a bike. As soon as you go above $2,000, the amount the amount of shopping you need to do is a lot less because there's so much available for you. So I just want to point out a couple of things that kind of you should compare with if you're going to be spending $2,000 on a bike, and some of the things that are out there. Uh, Now, I'm going to be talking mountain bikes here, and they're all full suspension, but there's a lot of different classifications that are now available. You have your cross-country racer, then you got your trail bike, and then you got your plus bikes that are coming out. And I'll talk a little bit about plus bikes being full suspension plus bikes that has dual purpose or potentially a dual purpose. So one now I know it says currently out of stock, but if they do bring it back into stock, this right here, I haven't found any better deal. So if you guys find a better deal, please put it in the comment section so other viewers can enjoy those good deals or whatnot. But rally bikes, been around for a very long time. They're very much like Diamondback bikes now. They're consumer direct. I think they're actually the same because the logos and everything, the whole assembly, it seems like it's exactly the same, just a different brand. So, anyways, it's good stuff, good quality, and good warranty. You're dealing with American, at least American Dispatch or whatnot. You're not dealing with overseas stuff. So that doesn't mean that the frame wasn't produced overseas. A lot of things are produced overseas, but you guys see what I'm talking about. The Rally Scarn Expert is a cross-country 29er. It is a carbon frame, full suspension. I mean, what else you want? Now the normal price is $28.99. They've had it for under $2,000 on sale for quite some time. Right now they're out of stock, and I understand why they're out of stock. It's an incredible value for the money. You get a carbon frame, 100 mil. It's a decent spec. It's got 2 chain rings in the front. You can always change that if you really want to. You can change it to a 1-by system. You get a race face narrow wide chain ring. Remove the front derailleur. Remove the front shifter. Voila. Whatever suits your terrain. If you have lots and lots of climbing, then maybe you want to keep that 2 chain ring in the front. It's up to you. But my point is, this is by far probably the best deal for a carbon frame race 29er. I mean, it's ready to go fly. I wanted to show you another one that actually they do have in stock. This is the aluminum version, 100 mil travel, 29er. It's still race ready. Just you're going to have a little bit extra weight with the aluminum one. That being said, quite honestly, you're also going to have a little bit more durability. Now I know that some of you might say, well, carbon is just as strong as aluminum and whatnot. It's just as good with the normal use of stuff. So I live in Arizona, and there are sharp rocks everywhere. And not that I have carbon frames, I have carbon bikes, so don't get me wrong, and I haven't cracked a single one, knock on wood. But if you fall and you hit the frame, On an aluminum frame, if you hit it sideways or not on a normal, a rock hits it, then you might get a dent. You might get a scratch. You might get a dent, and you'll be able to continue riding that frame for years and years and years to come. With carbon, if you fall and the bike falls sideways against a rock, you could potentially crack it. And once you crack carbon, then you either have to try to repair it, which could be a DIY job or very costly, to the point where it's like there's no point, you might as well just pick up another frame, or it might be scrapped altogether. So I'm just saying potentially aluminum is stronger or better or whatnot than carbon, but it also has a little bit tiny of a weight penalty. Either way, $17.99 for a cross-country racer, 29er, 100 mil travel. Dude, that's a good deal. There's no questions about it. If this comes back into stock, this is a screaming deal. I certainly would be tempted to buy that. I mean, you get a good fork, good frame. The wheels are decent. That you can upgrade. And everything else is pretty good. It's pretty decent. Then I want to show you Fisari. Fisari bicycles. Fisari? Yeah, Fisari.com. They have a couple of frames or a couple of bikes that I wanted to show you guys. It's cut off in the video, but this one is called the Abajo Peak 27.5 Plus. So why am I showing you a Plus bike? I see two different things you can do with this particular bike. You can use the Plus wheels and tires and absolutely have a blast. I would call it a trail bike for all intents and purposes. If you wanted to lighten the weight and go potentially a little bit faster, a little more racier, then you can actually fit 29er wheels. Here we go. Specifically engineered for the 29er and 27.5 Plus wheel. So if you put some lightweight 29er wheels, you potentially have a bike that you can take on with your buddies, when you guys want to mess around and have a plush, super good grip, 27.5 Plus experience. And if you wanted to do something really fast, or a race or something, you slap on the 29er wheels. It's like two bikes in one. How can you not like that? So I like this one. It's a very good price point. Nothing much more to say about it. It's a pretty decent bike. It's a 1x setup, as you guys can see. It's good stuff. Then they have a Alta Peak. This is a little bit more travel. This is a little bit more geared towards, oh, that's a nice picture. Looks like Arizona. This is a little bit more towards the trail rider, not so much. It's 140 mil travel. It's 27.5, not so much for the racer. So for versatility aspects of it, I personally would go with the Abajo Peak. If you know you're not going to race and you don't want to be the fastest going up a hill, and you want more travel, then potentially the Alta Peak. And then finally, I want to show you two bikes that have very recently come out from bikesdirect.com, Motobecan or whatever. I'm blown away by these two bikes, so I'm going to flip between them. They are both trail bikes. Let's be clear. They're 140 mils, 5 inches or whatnot. They are boost spacing front and back. So you get the 27.5 Plus. Can you fit 29ers in there? Absolutely. You can fit 29ers, and certainly that should speed up the process if you want to go a little bit faster. But let's not kid ourselves. They're not necessarily a race geometry. A lot of people will probably be super fast with them. They're under $2,000, and the spec is incredible. They look great. They're boost spacing. You can fit 29er wheels on it. I mean, what more do you really want? If for the average Joe riding out there, you get to do your pick. They're both under $2,000. You have a 1x11 setup if you want that. Let's look at the picture of that. Come on. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, pretty darn good. So that looks great if you want the 1x setup. If you're more inclined to knowing that you're going to have really steep hills and you want a little bit more of a granny gear, then the 2x setup with Shimano XT. I mean, you got the RockShox Pike. These bikes are set up. It's such a high spec for this price that it's very impressive, and they look great. They really do look great. So those are some options for you. Something to look for if you're gonna any other bike. I mean, Giant has bikes, Trek and Specialized. They all have bikes around this price point. But you should compare. You should look at all these, and you should compare what they come with and see how that works for you. Motobecan does have a little bit of that Walmart kind of stigma to them, but looking at these two bikes, they don't look cheap. The frame looks very nicely finished, and it looks like I would not hesitate riding them. Let me put it that way. I would definitely ride them myself. If you know that all you want is as much speed as possible, going up the hill and being competitive, then the Rally Scarn, whether it's the Expert or the Sport, are great options for you. This is the best of both worlds. Really good trail bike. Put some 29er wheels, and you can certainly race it. I wouldn't hesitate doing that either. And this is a little bit of the outlier. I would compare this very carefully with the Motobecan bikes, and your choice is your money, whatever you feel is the right thing for you. But this would compare very closely. Mind you that this fork is not as high spec as the ones on the Motobecan. And if you look at the retail price of this particular fork, look it up, guys, and you compare it to the Motobecan ones, you're going to see that there's a lot of value in the Motobecan bikes. Thanks. Thank you for the support, for viewing. I hope this is helpful for you guys. I don't think I'll do another video of 25 and 3,000 and so on. I think once you pass the $2,000 mark, you can either build yourself something or find good deals or something on sale. But I've been looking at some of these, and I think that these are incredible deals out there. Have fun out there and be safe.